Do you want to see the inside of a rabbit's ears?
Yeah.
See, that's the ear butt. That's where it's the bottom of the ear. Yeah, I forget that like our normal isn't the same as everybody else's normal because what we do is so weird. So when we went to school this morning, the teacher asked Pandora, what did she do this weekend? And she told them that she was in a movie and she was making a movie about taxidermy and teaching taxidermy class. And the teacher sort of was taken aback because I don't think he knew that that's what I do. And it was just funny because it's moments like that that make me remember and realize that our normal is not normal to the rest of the world. We have the shop in York, and we sell sort of oddities, curiosities. We call it your one-stop weird shop. It's really called Pandora's Box. That's the animal. The rabbits and animals that we get are ones that have either expired as animal food or they weren't suitable as food in the first place, so we get them at a discount, and it's not adding to the demand for any animal to be dead.
It's going to be a bit hard.
See, yeah. I cut quite deeply.
Mommy, even though it's dead, it's still not nice.
It's not nice?
Respect it.
We're supposed to respect it? I told you that when you were poking the rabbit's eyes one time at another class, huh? Well, I didn't mean to make it bleed more. It was just while I was doing the job. I didn't mean to not respect him. But that was a good thing to remind me of. We just did little mice initially. He even did the first one, but for me, as soon as I did it, I loved it.
Mom, you're cutting the eye.
It's okay. Ooh. Yeah, I cut the eye. Didn't mean to, but I had to get all the eyelid off. That was a grim sound. Did you hear it? And a lot of people really feel like anything dead should be buried at the end. But I feel like you're taking something that's died and almost giving it a new life. And I think that's such a positive thing. And I don't know, I think it's really nice. The bottom line isn't about profit. It's about making our passion work as a job. And the classes are part of that because that brings us additional income.
Yeah.
You're very curious about it?
Ooh, I can see your teeth, and I can even see its tongue.
Yeah, and the teeth are quite sharp.
The tongue.
You can touch the tongue. I've had people say quite nasty things about having her in the shop and like letting her do these things. You know, somebody online got like a whole herd of people to come after our Instagram and post on everything that was her about what kind of parent would bring their child to such a devil place and what are you teaching your child. And my answer was I actually said I'm teaching her to like everyone, even blank like you. But I'm teaching her she's learning history, science, biology, she's learning anatomy, she's learning how to treat animals, she's learning about animals, she's learning about history so much. She can tell you where some of the bones come, like human bones. She can tell you which part of the body they're from. She might not remember all the names, but she knows so much, and she's got this incredibly rich imagination because she has had the coolest stuff to inspire her.
They died a long time ago, so people put them in here.
Who did you learn that from?
It is therapeutic because you can see what needs to be done and solve it, that's a really satisfying feeling, and I don't think we get that a lot. With the way life is, it's really hard to start and finish something in a way that you're happy, and you just end up feeling productive and like you've made something, and that's just a really cool thing. You can see how soggy it was when we started and how fluffy he's starting to look. We'll just leave him here in the shop on display just so people ask, what is it, why? And then we can direct them to the sign about the taxidermy classes. Greg and I actually met in an internet chat room as friends, just sort of. I was like divorced mom with 2 little kids, and he and I became friends, and that was in 1999. And in 2000 I came over here and met him to see if it was real or we were just kind of imagining things. And at the end of that week he proposed to me and I said yes.
we have to do a lot of explaining that we do not kill animals for what we do, and we try and not waste anything that's been killed or died. This is the first step. This is basically a ex-frozen rat. You just basically grab the rat in the middle, and this one's a tough one. It can open up like a bag of crisps. You tear into its abdominal sac there. This is where it gets smelly. That one's ready for diaphanizing, which is this jar here. And he just sits in there for this one by the size of him, about 2.5 days. Like I say, that dye will leach into the bones and that'll dye it. I just thought it looked really cool when I first saw a specimen done like it. We've actually had in the shop, we've had a human fetus prepared the same way. That was done from the 50s and was done for a teaching hospital. They had all the stages of human fetal development up to term, and the one we had was about 15-16 weeks. Heather said it was going to be her limit. She'd never had a human fetus, and she got to hold this thing, and it was just so special. You just don't get anything like that. It's a very strange feeling. The guys at work don't fully know what I do yet. It was weird because I was in the US and we'd built up such a following that most of the people I dealt with, that this sort of stuff was like normal everyday stuff. And you go out and you start talking to ordinary people, I suppose, and you tell them what you're doing. They are a bit shocked. I think I would like the guys to see what I do. I think they do think I'm a little weird anyway.
Do you mind that?
No, I don't mind at all. You can't mind if you do it. We spent long enough in the US being thought of as the weird ones, and then, like I say, as the following built up, it became the norm. Everyone that came in knew we did skeletons and stuff like that, and wanted to hear what we were doing. So weird became normal. Ultimate goal is to see me and Heather both work in the shop full time, or maybe even retiring from the shop. I don't know. And just do everything. We pretty much wing it. It's worked for us in the past, so we'll just go with that.
It's very challenging, but we believe that creating like the loyalty and the trust helps make the customers come back to us.
You said that you didn't feel like you fitted in back in America.
Yeah, never felt like I fit in anywhere. I think it's easier for me over here because here I know I don't fit in because I'm from somewhere else, so it makes it a little easier to not fully fit in. But I found, personality-wise, I found the culture suits me a bit more. Like, I don't know why. I found it really easy to make friends here, and I'm really happy here. So I can sort of see how I ended up where I am now. I mean, I think I was always really curious. Like, my mom got me this doll, and it was called Baby Feels So Real, and it felt like a real baby, and I really wanted to know why it felt that way, and I got in trouble because I cut it open to see what was inside. Because the shop is ours and is so much like a part of us, it is very personal, so it's not, I think there's more of us in it than there is in like a more generic shop. I get attached to loads of stuff in here, but I feel like I'm keeping it until I find it a home. I think I act like I'm adopting the stuff out rather than selling it. Some things I find I don't really care about at all, and other things I'm like, oh, I thought I was going to get to keep that for a bit before it's sold. It changes, depends on what it is, but I mean, I think the fact that we name things and it ends up being more personal than you even mean for it to be, but that's also all the fun of it. My biggest goal has always been just to be happy, to be able to feel happy, and I'm pretty happy with what I'm doing and all of the things that we can do. It's not about stuff, it's about just having time to stop and see what's nice. The way Greg and I do everything is we just like jump in both feet. If you don't take risks, you can never succeed at anything if you're too afraid of failure to give it a real try. Because I don't know, if you sort of dangle over the edge and you have nothing to do except succeed, you usually can make it work.
Are you glad that you took that risk?
Yeah, absolutely. Best thing I ever did.